What's up, guys? Sam Spades Talk. Here to talk the game of spades, the great game of spades I love so much. I want to give some tips to the trade. Help you win more games, help you become a better player. That is my goal on this channel. This is the inaugural video. I haven't numbered them. I haven't even thought about exactly the amount of tips. I'll probably get a little bit better at that as I push these things out. First tip I give in the game of spades is bid right. Bid aggressive and bid right. Don't be one who's throwing off books that you should have been bidding. That will come back to bite you. Things that you bid on are your aces and your kings of non-spade suits. Your spades, you bid them based on your hand. Obviously, ace is an automatic book. The ace of spades is an automatic book. It's the only book that is absolutely guaranteed. King, queen of spades, if you have them in tandem and no other books, that is also an automatic one book, And depending on how generous somebody is in the game, it could be both books, okay? You have 3 or 4 spades, and if you have 3 spades and you have the queen, this is the way you have to think. Is obviously the order of dominance is ace of spades, king of spades, queen of spades, jack, 10, down to the 2 of spades. And in all the other suits, it's the same. Ace is high, 2 is the low card. You'll typically make your aces and your kings of non-spade suits, and then you'll make ace all the way down to whatever, depending on how many spades you have. For instance, if by some miracle you look at your hand and you have ace through 2 of spades, you know for a fact you have 13 books. The 2 of spades, which is the lowest spade, is going to make a book, right? So you got to look at it that way. If you have 5 spades and you have the 10 of spades, you're going to make the 10 of spades because after the high 4 play, typically, your 10 is going to rule the day, right? So that's kind of how you come up with your bid. You bid on the aces and kings. You bid on the number of spades you have. Some other things that you bid on when you're looking at your hand is whether or not you are low in one of the non-spade suits. So for instance, you get a hand where you only have 1 heart and you got like 3 small spades. Now those 3 small spades normally are not going to make a book because obviously if spades start to come out, if somebody starts leading spades beforehand, you'll end up, just having to give over those spades without them making a book. But if you're likely to get in a position where you're the first one to cut, then having 1 or only 2 in one of those non-spade suits means that one of those low spades is going to walk. You're going to be able to bid on those things. So the number 1 key for playing spades is bidding right, just being able to assess based on what you have, how many of what you have, what you will make, okay? The second thing, which I really believe is key, is to assess, is like situational awareness. So after all the first round of bidding happens, you have to kind of look at what that bid says about what type of hand is about to be played. What I mean by that is like, let's say for instance, you just dealt the card, so you're the last one who's gonna bid. You look at your hand and you see you got 3. You got two aces, an ace of heart, an ace of club, and you have king of spade with 2 other spades. Not an average hand. Okay, you got a 3 bid. But the person to your left, your opponent, bids 1, your partner bids 2, and then your opponent to your right bids 2, and you're saying to yourself, I only have 3 books in my hand, right? Do I overextend? Do I assume that maybe my partner has some stuff that he didn't bid on? What do I do? Kind of depends for me. If I have like a bunch of mid-tier cards, like queen through 9, a bunch of stuff stacked in those areas in the non-spade suits, maybe I'll take an extra. I'll take a flyer. I'll bid the 4th. But even still, if the total bid on a board is like 10 or less, in my mind, I register that, hey, this hand that we're about to play is a bagging hand, meaning that some people didn't feel comfortable or whatever, or some people think it's a good strategy to underbid. I think it's always a terrible strategy, but some people think it's a good strategy and they'll try it, And if I honestly believe that if you follow my strategy, if you listen to what I tell you, you won't lose to people who play this type of a game very often. Because they're just giving away potential points hand in and hand out. Eventually that's going to catch up with them at the end of the game, is my belief, But you do have to recognize when that happens, when it says, oh, it's only, a 10 bid has been registered, but there's obviously 13 books each hand, right? So that means that's 3 extra books that are out there that become bags because they were not bid. And if you get 10 bags during the course of the game, you go back 100 points. So it's a 10 bid on the board. You had your 3, you bid your 3, and the other players, bid a 7. Maybe the opponent 2, the opponent to your left 2, your partner 3, and the other opponent 2. There's only a 10 bid on the board. Now you want to play so that you or your partner don't take any of those bags. So you see this guy throws out like a mid-tier card. Your partner throws out a mid-tier card that's slightly higher than that card. And then the opponent to the right throws something underneath what your partner threw. And you're looking in your hand and you're saying to yourself, wait, this wasn't a suit that we should have won the first book, at least not according to my hand. I don't have the ace, okay? So like, let's say for instance, they led hearts. The opponent to your left led a 7 of hearts. Your opponent led an 8, threw out an 8 on top of that, and then he comes with a 5, and you don't have the ace or the king of hearts, right? Maybe your highest heart is a jack, queen, or whatever, what have you, okay? You're gonna take that queen. You're gonna take it with your queen because you're kind of like alleviating your partner's situation here, where they're sticking him with a book that he wasn't necessarily expecting to take, and now you register that. So like, let's say for instance, you did have 2 aces. You had the ace of club, ace of diamonds in this situation. I'm gonna have to show you. I'm gonna go into Zynga and give a whole lot of examples, and I'm hoping to bring some folks along to bring their levels up. You had an ace of diamonds, ace of clubs. You just won with a queen of hearts that you didn't bid, right? But there's a 10 bid on the board. That typically means folks is trying to give away something that they should have bid. Now you're going to kind of adjust for that. You're going to play so that one of your books that you were going to make, that you're able to throw it away later on. But before you do that, make sure your bid is secure. Make sure that you guys are going to make your bid. There's too many times where you see people get so obsessed with not being the people left with the bags that they accidentally throw away all their books. They don't think about, wait, I got to keep a track of, okay, I got this book that I did not bid. Okay, I can throw away 1. Some people throwing away all their books that they bid on just to not be the ones holding the bags. But you can do that to the point that you end up actually getting set, at which point that defeats the purpose. If you tell me I'm going to take four books, but I can set a bid of 5 or more, I'll take that every time, because the math just works out in my favor. It's just better to set a 5 bid and take 3 or 4 bags than it is to not get the bags, right? So if somebody wants to throw away to their own hurt where they're gonna set themselves, I'm gonna take that. Okay, so recognize number one, if you're in a bad game. Uh, Secondly, if you look up and the bid is 11 or more, just one more book. So the opponents bid 5 and you guys bid 6. This is, you should be in first of all, securing your books mode, and you should also be looking to see if you can potentially set the opponent, make them get short on their what they bid. Okay, so if you secure your books quickly, and there's still four cards out there to play, that means they need 2 of the next 4. You got to try to make an assessment on what was your partner doing. Has he been throwing off high cards? Does he look like he's shedding? Like okay, he made and now he or she is trying to get rid of the rest of their cards, or have they been playing pretty aggressively? Might they have 1 or 2 more, and you just need to chip in one and make 1 book, and then you guys can set them. You gotta read those things as you're playing. Okay, so that would essentially be a third tip that I'm giving, but this is all about gameplay. The last thing I'm going to speak about in this video, and I'll make many more, and hopefully I'm going to log on to the Spades Plus app and start showing, situationally talking you guys through what I'm thinking when I'm playing these different games. But the last thing I want to talk about is the actual sequence in which you play what you play. Something that always disappoints me in a partner is when I feel as if that partner is just a card thrower. I often call folks card throwers. They pick up their hand and they just look in that hand, and they'll just throw out any old card at the beginning of a hand. That's not how you play. You want to be thinking about getting your books, and you want to also be thinking about helping your partner to make sure that they're going to secure their books. What do I mean? If you have ace and you have the lead, if you have aces, obviously you can't lead spades until spades are broken. But those are the best thing to lead at the outset. You want to lead aces as long as there's not a nil on the board or anything like that. But you want to lead aces. If you don't have aces, you have some kings. You want to make your king. You should have bid that king as long as you don't have 4 other cards in that same suit. You should have bid that king. You likely don't want to play a card in that suit unless just based on looking at the bids, you kind of are guessing that maybe the person to your left is the person with the ace. Maybe you'll play a lower card in that same suit, hoping that the person to your left has the ace or your partner has the ace. But what you don't want to do is you don't want to play a low card where there's a high likelihood that the person to your right, the person who will play last after you lead, has something like an ace queen or ace jack, and now they're going to make a queen first and then their ace second, and now your king takes third place in order of importance, and you're not likely to see 3 cards from non-spades walk. They typically won't make that. So you have to you want to kind of protect your kings. So what's left? So you're looking. You have you don't have any aces. You have some kings, but you don't have the queen within that same suit. Because if you have a king queen in the same suit, then fine. I like to play the king in that situation, only because if my partner is the one with the ace and the game was bid tight, he'll hold his ace, let me win the king, and now I know that, hey, this person, I won with my king. That means that my partner's got to be the one, especially if, like, again, if the bid is 11 or more, that signals to me that my partner is the one holding the ace. So if I have like a third card, I'll just throw the low card, let my partner win his ace, and then at some point, you know, my partner should recognize that since I threw the king and then I threw a lower card, that I likely am void in the suit, but more than likely, the real reason would be is because I also had the queen. And so they should register that. And you should register that if your partner does that to you. He throws out the king, and then after he wins the king because you didn't trump his card with your ace, you should register, okay, he must have the queen. So you throw a low card and register that, hey, he's gonna win with the queen. Or you just recognize when that suit is coming back around, when the opponent plays the suit, if you're void, you're not gonna cut. You're not gonna waste your spade cutting, because your partner is gonna win that book without you needing to do that, right? And again, when the combined bid on the board is 11 or more, your brain, you should be thinking, can I get a set? You know, you should be in set mode. And you know, when you see me play, you're gonna see me getting a lot of sets. I'm a setting guy. I don't play a bad game. Like I said, I don't believe in it. Okay, I'm gonna recap. I think I gave you guys 4 tips. Number 1 is bidding aggressively, correctly. Number 2 was what? After bidding, I'm messing up already. I should have wrote these things down. I gotta have the little chirons going across the board. But bidding, recognizing what type of game it is. If it's 10 or less, the combined bid, recognizing the game that's being played now, and doing your best to win that game. If it's 11 or more, recognizing what that game is. That's a game where you should be, I need to secure my books, number 1, and then I need to see if I can set. And then the 4th thing I'm saying in this video is what you play matters. Don't be a card thrower. Be strategic. Be thinking about ways in which you are gonna facilitate you and your partner making your bid, not getting set, right? So especially when it's an 11 bid, or even if it's 10 or less, you want to make sure that you guys are gonna get your books, and you're gonna either set the opponent or you're gonna give them all the bags, right? So you have to be strategic, right? You have to recognize the game that's being played, and then you got to play it strategically. You can't, what you play and when you play it really matters. And when I go into the Spades Plus app and you guys see me playing, I'll give commentary. I'll let you guys know if I'm happy or if I'm mad with how my partners play. I think it'll be a whole lot of fun. Because it's been far too long where I'm stewing, and I feel like this type of stuff would be kind of entertaining to see me cutting up. And and I'm not perfect. Nobody is. I make mistakes in the game, and I acknowledge them in the game. But I'll let you guys know, like, man, I messed that up. I should have I should have recognized this thing was coming, that thing was coming, or whatever. And you know, though it's rare, you know, every now and then I am the reason that me and my partner lose. But for the most part, I win more than I lose. And I believe that I can coach up and I can make people raise their level in the game of spades. So this is Sam Spades Talk. I'm signing out. I hope you guys appreciate this first video. Give me a thumbs up if you're interested in learning and getting better at the game of spades. I suggest you subscribe to this channel. Although it's new, maybe you be the number 1. Be the number 1. Be the first person. Come on in, and we'll go on a fun journey, just learning, talking and I will respond to comments, etc. And I hope to make this a real interactive and fun experience. And find me, connect with me on the Spades Plus app.